If you want to know if a certification is worth the paper it's printed on, then just evaluate the value and recognition it bestows on the person who achieves it. The Certified Information Systems Auditor CISA program, sponsored by ISACA, has been the globally accepted standard of achievement among information systems audit, control, and security professionals since 1978, and its prestige is only growing. Respected industry professionals have concluded that the CISA certification is one of the top three designations to have, along with the CCIE and CISSP certifications. Hello there, and welcome. My name is Michael J. Shannon, and on behalf of myself and the CBT Nuggets family, I want to thank you for choosing CBT Nuggets for your training solution and congratulate you on your decision to pursue the Certified Information System Auditor CISA certification. I'm looking forward to being your trainer, mentor, and guide in this knowledge journey. In this introductory nugget on CISA, we're going to cover three knowledge areas. First of all, we'll investigate why you should become a CISA. Then, we'll talk about what's on the CISA exam, and then I'll give you my keys to success. You know, the CISA is really a pretty expensive exam, and if you're not a member of the ISACA, it's even more expensive. So you want to make sure that before you commit to this process, why should you become a CISA? Well, number one, it's going to certify you for yourself, for your peers, and for your job market for skills and judgment and expertise in information systems auditing, IS control, and general security practices, practices that are recognized by the ANSI and other organizations as well. In addition, the skills that are assessed by the CISA are going to be building blocks to your success as a security professional. And there's a rapid growing demand for the skills in the area of auditing, especially auditing information systems. And many organizations now are actually demanding, whether it's management or people that are doing hiring, they're demanding that you be certified and pretty much accredited with the skills of auditing and controlling and securing information systems. Also, CISA has global recognition in the industry. It's one of the most renowned certifications out there. More than 50,000 people have actually made this career move since 1978. So you're in good company. Also, CISA is ISO IEC 17024-2003 accredited. So along with the certification, you get accreditation from the ISO as well. So these are all fantastic reasons to pursue the CISA certification. You know, the ISACA put out the CISA for a reason, and they have several goals for this certification. Number one, it's to establish a standardized testing process that evaluates your competency in performing information system audits. It also offers a way to motivate you, to motivate IS auditors to further develop their core competencies with ongoing certification. It helps you monitor the success of maintenance programs, keeping your knowledge base up to date and current with changes in the security and auditing industry. And then finally, it's going to allow management to have a way to generate sound IS audit processes. In other words, a way to figure out the best people to hire. It offers criteria in selecting and developing their workforce. So it helps management choose the right individuals. And hopefully, you're going to be the right individual. So let's talk about the CISA exam. It's really the reason we're here anyway. You know, it's offered now twice a year. It used to be just offered in June. Now it's offered in June and December. But the thing to realize is, I don't know when you're actually sitting down and going through this Nugget series, but the final registration for the exam is about 60 days in advance. So if you're within, let's say, 60 days of the June test, then you're going to have to wait until December. There's no late registration. So I'm going to give you the website here, of course. It's www.isaca.org to go up there and find when the exact date is of the exam in June or December. And of course, you want to find out if you're within that window to be able to register. There's an early registration, and there's a final registration date, as I mentioned, about 60 days out. The exam, if you've ever taken the CISSP exam, it's a lot like that, okay? It's 4 hours long. It's a long exam. They give you 4 hours to complete 200 multiple choice questions. And these are going to be difficult questions, but we're going to be well prepared at the end of this CISA Nugget series. Here's the website and here's the email address if you have any questions, certification@isaca.org. If you're an ISACA member, the exam's going to cost you $360. If you're not a member, the exam's they're going to bump it up $120 more. It's going to cost you $480. So you want to make sure that you're well prepared for the exam because it's $500 a pop, and then you got to wait 6 more months to take it again. Once you finish the exam, you can, when you register, you can tell them, I want to be notified by email. You can give them an email address, and they'll email you optionally, but they will send you a hard copy a little while later. So that's the CISA exam kind of logistics. But here's the actual 6 areas or domains of the CISA exam and the different weightings or consistency of the whole. Area 1 is 10% of the exam. It's the information system or IS audit process. In this domain, we're going to make sure that you have the necessary knowledge to provide IS audit services in accordance with the IS audit standards, best practices, and guidelines to assist your organization in making sure that its information technology and business systems are controlled and protected. The objective of IT governance is to ensure that the CISA candidate knows and can provide assurance that the organization has the structure, the policies, the accountability mechanisms, and monitoring practices in place to achieve the requirements of corporate governance of information technology. Area 3 is Systems and Infrastructure Lifecycle Management. In this domain, we'll learn how to provide assurance that the management practices for the development and acquisition, testing, implementation, maintenance, and disposal of systems and infrastructure will meet the organization's objectives. Area 4 is Information Technology Service, Delivery, and Support. This consists of 14% of the CISA exam. The goal of this area is to make sure that you understand and can provide assurance that the IT service management practices will ensure the delivery of the level of services necessary to meet the organization's objectives. Area 5 is almost 30% or a third of the entire CISA objectives. This is protection of information assets, and we'll actually have additional nugget movies to cover this information. The objective of this domain is to ensure that the candidate understands and can provide assurance that the security architecture, which includes policies, standards, and procedures and controls, assures the CIA, or confidentiality, integrity, and availability of information assets. And the final area is business continuity and disaster recovery, 14% of the CISA exam. In this area, we'll learn how to provide assurance that in the event of a disruption of business continuity and disaster recovery, that we have processes in place to ensure the timely resumption of IT services while minimizing the business impact. These are the 6 areas or domains of the CISA exam, and we'll cover these in great detail in every movie of this CISA series. You know, your success on the CISA exam is tantamount to me, so I want to make sure that you have some keys to success towards this certification. First of all, I want to recommend that as you go through this CBT Nugget series, that you outline each movie, whether you do it in a word processor or maybe just taking notes on a notepad. Outline each movie and take notes along the way. I'm going to recommend that to you now. I'm not going to badger you throughout this Nugget series to do that over and over, but I highly recommend it. Then if you can, go through this series twice. Either go through one time just casually in a relaxed way watching each movie, and then the second time go through and outline and take notes, or vice versa. I'd recommend going through this Nugget series though pretty close to that testing date. Also, consider going online. Either go to isaca.com or some other preferred area and join an online discussion group of other individuals who have taken the CISA exam and people that are planning on taking the CISA exam. There's strength in numbers. And then next, we want to get some tools. There is going to be a lot of theoretical information, conceptual information in this Nugget series, but as much as possible, I'm going to introduce actual tools that we use as information system auditors. Windows Server 2000, Windows Server 2003 security auditing tools that you can get to through the Management Console. I'll be using Windows Server 2003's auditing capabilities, and I'll be demonstrating those throughout this Nugget series. Also, from a networking standpoint, I'll be looking at Cisco Secure Access Control Server for Windows. That's a tool that I use on a regular basis as a Cisco professional. And then I want a way to store my log files, so I've got a syslog server. And the good news is you should be able to get evaluation copies of all of these different applications. You should be able to get an evaluation copy of Windows Server 2003. You should be able to get an evaluation copy from Cisco of Cisco Secure Access Control Server for Windows. You can install that on your Windows server, and then there's several free syslog servers out there that you can point devices to that they can send system logging to. And all these things are tools that we're going to use in our toolbox to be a successful auditor. And if you don't have Windows Server, don't worry, because you actually do have some security auditing. Let's say you have Windows XP. Well, XP does have some ways that you can do some security auditing and kind of get your feet wet on that Windows XP Professional. Not Windows XP Home version, but XP Professional. Let's go take a look real quick in an area you can go to on XP to give you kind of an idea of some auditing capabilities from a security standpoint. Okay, I've used Remote Desktop Protocol to connect to one of my management stations in my lab that's running Windows XP Professional and has all the tools on it that I need. If I go to the Start menu and I go to the Control Panel, I'm going to find in the Control Panel an Administrative Tools applet, and you want to look for this on your XP Professional machine. You don't need to have Windows 2000 Server necessarily. You can come down here on your XP machine and you can choose this applet Local Security Policy, which will open up the Microsoft Management Console and the local security settings. And this is one of the key areas that we go and we look at for auditing. You can see under Account Policies, I've got my Password Policies area, and this is information that we're going to cover in this particular Nugget series, but I've also got account lockout policies, I've got audit policies, user right assignments. This is a whole slew of information here, security options, public key policies for my public key infrastructure, my digital certificates, digital signatures, and my certificate authority. Also software restrictions as well. So these are just areas that I can go locally and look at security policy and auditing on my Windows XP Professional machine. So again, local security settings under the Administrative Tools applet of Control Panel. So again, we're going to be using various tools throughout this Nugget series, and I just want to let you know that you do have some free tools at your disposal that you can use and follow along with me as we progress through this CISA Nugget. In this introduction to CISA, we covered three key knowledge areas. First of all, why even become a CISA? Then we broke down some of the essentials of the CISA exam. And then finally, some of my keys to success. Well, welcome to the journey. I look forward to spending the next few hours with you as we conquer the objectives of the CISA examination. I hope this CBT Nugget's been informative for you. I want to thank you for viewing. See you in the next movie.